So when it comes to achieving its objectives, I would say it's very subjective because every cohort has a different activity. It's not always the same thing. What is this? Why do we need it? Then you know you've done a good job. The STARS program actually stands for Student Teachers at Refugee Learning Centers. The main purpose of the STARS project is actually to bring our student teachers from the School of Education to refugee centers for intercultural exchange programs. And what that goal entails is actually to increase self-esteem, self-awareness among the learners and the teachers at the same time. Because there are a lot of minor areas this program encompasses in terms of communication skills, which also include speaking skills, interaction skills, collaborative skills. And on top of all that, of course, at the end of the day, apart from it being a service learning module, we take it as a learning curve, an experience to reflect on our standard and our quality and capability as a student teacher or a teacher in the making. Well, from communication with the teachers there, they are definitely short-staffed. They really seek for help, especially for volunteers who can actually come over and teach, because it's quite a shortage. They only have about 3 to 4 permanent teachers, and with that many classes going on, because of the different level groups, it can be very difficult. So they do need more manpower in that sense. When it comes to resources, printed materials or videos or sound systems that the teachers or the student teachers that want to use in the classroom can be a bit of an issue as well. Because if we don't have things that are engaging for the students, then they can't really grasp the purpose of the lesson. They get a bit confused, or maybe they are a bit not confident with what they want to ask the teacher over there. Other parts of resources is more about their content, their lessons, because the students there don't have a specific textbook per se. It's more like on the fly, you know. When the teacher comes in with the material, that's the material they have. It's not like they have a fixed syllabus or a guideline. But over time, they have progressed to actually incorporate with the national type syllabus. And this is a very good advancement. And it came about with a lot of help from the community and the stakeholders as well. Well, on the matter of the physical environment, such as the chairs and the tables, it's okay. They have whiteboards as well, more even nowadays, and with audio-visual sound system, that's all right. But the fact that the classes are not divided in the sense that there's no partitioning, so one corner you have primary learners, and another corner you have upper secondary and lower secondary, all at the same time. So with these simultaneous classes, distraction is on the highest. So this is one disadvantage for the students, because they can't really master their attention to the lesson, because there's always noise and there's always a disruption, like a bit of disturbance for the lesson. Well, first come to first is the manpower, because you see we have student teachers. Some issues that can stem from there will be the inexperience in leading activities or merely teaching classes, because some of them feel a bit shy. They don't know how to lead a class or activity. They kind of have this barrier between what they're supposed to do and what they know how to do. So it's all just knowledge, but when it comes to practicality, they require a bit more improvement in that sense. One thing that can be done is more of a teaching practice. From what I've experienced, when I went for the project, because my cohort was the pilot It means we first started the project, this STARS engagement project. We didn't really have enough hands-on experience. We did have a site visit, but not in a sense that we can practice how we teach children. We just practice among ourselves. The environment is very different because we have this theory called experiential learning. So learning is better done when we actually do hands-on. So what can be done is maybe more efforts to give them an experience before the activity starts. Instead of having a one-off, it could maybe be a 2 or 3 days program where it just progresses. Today we focus on one module, which is communication. The next day we can talk about something else, such as financial awareness, how to manage your money, things like that. So I believe this will help to better strengthen the manpower, because we must understand, yes, we are going there to conduct activities, but we cannot assume that all the student teachers know how to conduct activities. So this is where they have this learning deficit. So the teacher goes there, the student teachers go there with their lesson plan, but the execution is a bit substandard. So one thing that could be better is they better improve on their practice. So practice makes perfect. Well, the program itself has the goal of having student teachers at the refugee center in terms of just cultural exchange, something like that, a local cultural exchange program with all the different backgrounds of the children, considering socio-ethnic and socio-cultural along with socio-economic status. So one thing that could be better overall will be the preparation for this activity. No doubt the execution, as I've seen, some groups handle it quite well. But what about those who are not handling it quite well? We don't know only until that program commences. So that part has to be refined. Maybe give them a dry run. Maybe that could be better. Or maybe have a micro-teaching activity done during the lecture or the tutorial. At least they can have an experience of how they're actually going to do it, because we didn't have that. We were just told to prepare, go, execute. We only had a site visit, but we didn't actually apply anything. It's more of the understanding how much space we have and understanding our learning groups. This area can be improved as an overall, the preparation time.
We believe that they can change the community. Right now, most of them are refugee, but one day I believe they won't be refugee anymore. They will be a person and a people that can impact and that can change the world.
When I went during my time in STARS, we had this board game where we talk about cultures across the world. So among them included China, India, Japan, and Malaysia as well. And the students we handled were among them from the Philippines, Myanmar, and even Pakistan. So there was a bit of cultural exchange, such as what you like to eat, what's your favorite game. So that sharing, actually from what I saw, helped the child become more confident. And I think it depends on every group, because it's all subjective. Every group has different activities. From my experience, the STARS project has achieved its objective. But of course, if you look at different cohorts as to their levels and their competence, it can change over time. Because it's not the same people. It's always different students and different student teachers. So when there's so much change, we can't really measure it on one standard. We can't say, oh, this one is better than the last one. It depends on how well the teachers at the current cohort can perform and deliver the activity well. And also, how the students at the center can respond. Because there were sometimes the students don't want to speak, shy, they kept to themselves. But over time, when that activity progressed for 1 month every week, they became more open to sharing, to asking more about what is this doing in our class? Why do we need it? So that thought process is actually a sign that we've achieved our objective. When the student becomes an independent learner, when they want to know more, then you've done a good job to motivate them.